First of all, we should realize and recognize what is the result of the sanctions. Who is the winner from these sanctions? I believe that the biggest winner is China. Why? Because China enjoys cheap Russian energy resources. China enjoys Russian military technology. We withdrew our companies from Russia and opened the big Russian market to Chinese companies. So China benefits from these sanctions. And the sanctions linked Russia and China closely.
The problem that I think a lot of people with your position, how do you end up with a ceasefire or a peaceful solution that doesn't reward the initial aggression of Russia?
This is extremely difficult political and moral dilemma we are approaching, because we need to understand the nature of this war. The Americans say this is boots on the ground warfare. This is a fight for every inch of territory. And the most important asset in this war is not the weapons, it is the people. But we are approaching the moment when Ukraine could run out of people to defend itself. On the other hand, do you think that Russia is going to step back from Crimea and other regions? We have two options. The first one is to reconcile with the fact that in the 21st century, someone can grab territories by force, and to forget about our values, to forget about international law, to forget about UN Charter. Are we going to agree with this? Then what should we do? To send troops, NATO forces, to defend Ukraine and to push the Russians back to the borders of 1991? What does it mean? Third World War with maybe devastating nuclear consequences. This is the biggest dilemma. That's why I strongly support the efforts of the new US administration to initiate peace process between Russia and Ukraine.
You're a former military man, so you do not want to fight.
I want to avoid fighting.
Exactly.
Yes,
one thing
exactly.
I've always known about the military,
yeah.
The last thing you want to do is fight. But in this case, to come to a solution that is a just and peaceful solution.
I believe that we have three instruments to influence the peace process: military, economic, sanctions, and diplomacy. We have not harnessed the full potential of diplomacy yet. That's why, again, I strongly support the efforts of President Trump. I believe he is a pragmatic, very pragmatic business person who hates devastation brought by any war. And my, disappointment is that he still does not find enough support within the EU for his peace efforts. Because, yes, he's pragmatic, he's realistic, but some European leaders refuse to recognize the realities on the battlefield. And this is a huge problem.